Tine, together with a colleague, has done a meta-analysis on more than 180 ads from the Dutch market and analyzed how effective these creatives were. Can you tell us a little bit about the key finding from your study?
Yes, sure. Yeah, so the key thing that we found was that when you are representing a good role model in your ads, your advertising it's much more effective. So both on the long term, but also on the short term. So we looked at, okay, those ads that represent a good role model, they seem to have a higher brand power. So your long-term brand equity, but also those ads show that they are more likely to drive short-term sales. So in other words, it's very rewarding as a brand to put attention to this topic of inclusion and diversity, because ultimately it will very much pay off.
Yeah, cool. Great learning. I guess every company would want to do this. Can you tell a little bit about how they should do it?
Yes. Yeah, so we found different strategies that seem to work well when it comes to representing good role models. So the first strategy that we found is perhaps the most easiest one, is representation in casting. So as a brand, you can show different types of people across your different scenes that you have in your ads. And by doing that, you are representing multiple groups or minority groups. But another strategy that we also found is really addressing this topic and really challenge the status quo. And we have seen several brands in our database that do that very, very well and really address this topic of inclusion and diversity. And another strategy that we found is empowering people. So as a brand, you can really focus on a specific character, and in this case we have found an amazing example of a character with a disability. But this brand has invested a lot of time and money to understand the world of someone that has a disability, and they have represented that in their ad in a very authentic way. Also a very nice strategy on how to address this topic of inclusion and diversity.
Cool. Seems great. Are there other learnings in this study that you can tell a little bit more about?
Yes, so we also found that when it comes to inclusion and diversity, the discussion often goes about color. So we see a lot of representation of color in the Dutch advertisements, but we see minority groups as someone with a disability. It's almost not addressed in the Dutch advertising industry, or showing people of an older age. We see still people most often from the age of 20 to 40 years old. I think the discussion should be much broader than color only. But we should also think brands also need to think about how to address this topic in other ways.
And in the introduction I already mentioned you've analyzed 180 ads in a database. Can you tell a little bit more about how you came to the results? More specifically on how you did it?
So we have tested multiple ads over the past years. And so we have a very rich database of advertisements that we tested with Link. And we also, in each of those tests, we have a question which is really focused on stereotyping in advertising. And we have looked at that database of ads and find patterns on, which ads that do perform well on this stereotyping metric, what are the characteristics of those ads, and what are the characteristics of those people in the ads. And we also had a qualitative component to this research. So we also, my colleague spoke with different people within the industry, so with casting, but also creative agencies, as well as advertisers. From that we also gathered a lot of learnings on the creative process and what are obstacles still to overcome and what are successes that are already there.
Great.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I think if anybody has a question about this, they probably can contact you. I guess you mentioned the Link database. Link is the creative solution we use to test the quality of advertisement. Within Kantar, we also have an AI solution related to Link, which enables you to very quickly and efficiently collect data to do a meta-analysis like the thing Eline has worked on. So any questions about those, please contact us as well. And thanks a lot for the explanation, and have a nice day.